Hey guys, today on People Now, the latest updates on the heated confirmation hearings of Brett Kavanaugh.
A miracle on the water as a plane crashes into a lagoon.
New details about the Suicide Squad sequel from new cast member Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Cried like a little girl.
Did you?
Oscar winner Cuba Gooding Jr. getting emotional about his son's college graduation.
Plus, find out what Cuba tells us about his love life.
And the hilarious Cedric the Entertainer is here telling us all about his new show, The Neighborhood.
It's live today on People Now. Hey guys, happy Friday. Welcome to People Now. Great to see you. Now, producer Shonda Rhimes was back better than ever last night with the return of her shows Grey's Anatomy and How to Get Away with Murder. And boy, they left us wanting more, as they do.
I know. So how are you feeling about the return of TGIT? Send in your best gifts to kind of show how you're feeling. Use the hashtag People Now.
Try to channel the emotion, and the heft of the whole
Lot
thing
of
for you.
emotion there.
We're going to check in later, but for now, here's what you need to know and what's trending today. We begin with Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh testifying before the Senate Judiciary Committee on Thursday, following testimony from Christine Blasey Ford, the 51-year-old research psychologist and professor who claims that Kavanaugh pinned her down to a bed, groped her, and tried to remove her clothes at a high school party in the 1980s. There's a lot to say about the hearing itself, which spanned nearly 9 hours, but several photos are going viral from the hearing, getting a lot of response on both sides. TV writer Aaron Fullerton noted an eerie similarity to a scene from The Handmaid's Tale Season 2, tweeted out an image from the hearing paired with a photo from the show of Gilead's Council. That's a group of powerful white men who control the laws and the women in society, making a comparison there. Obviously, his original post now has nearly 10,000 likes and almost 5,000 retweets. Elsewhere on Twitter, people even drew comparisons between Rachel Mitchell, the sex crimes prosecutor hired by the Republicans to question both Ford and Kavanaugh, comparing her to brutal handmaid enforcer Aunt Lydia. Now, in Ford's emotional 3-hour testimony on Thursday, she revealed she and her family have received death threats since her story became public, that she was testifying, quote, not because I want to be testifying. She admitted, I am terrified. And her voice shook as she relived the memories of that alleged assault. Watch.
I was, underneath one of them while the two laughed. Two friends having a really good time with one another.
Dr. Ford, with what degree of certainty do you believe Brett Kavanaugh assaulted you?
100%.
Now, she added, it's not my responsibility to determine whether Mr. Kavanaugh deserves to sit on the Supreme Court. My responsibility is to tell you the truth. Now, during his testimony to follow, Kavanaugh countered, saying he was, quote, 100% certain that he was not Ford's attacker, and he defended his innocence. Watch.
I have never done this to her or to anyone. That's not who I am. It is not who I was. I am innocent of this charge.
Kavanaugh concluded his lengthy testimony with this declaration. He said, I swear today under oath before the Senate and the nation, before my family and God, I am innocent of this charge. The accusations have delayed Kavanaugh's Supreme Court confirmation process, with the Senate Judiciary Committee moving to speed up the process by scheduling a vote on his nomination Friday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. The committee is currently meeting ahead of that vote, with at least 5 Democratic senators making headlines. They walked out of the room in protest during and shortly after Chairman Chuck Grassley's opening statement. We'll keep you posted on this on People.com.
It's just surreal. I thought we landed hard until I looked over and saw a hole in the side of the plane and water was coming in. And I thought, well, this is not the way it's supposed to happen. And I called my wife and she cried, and I asked her why, because I'm talking to her. Fortunately, my injury is just like a head injury, but there were some pretty severe ones.
Quite the frightening story here. 47 passengers were forced to swim for their lives after their plane missed the runway and crashed into a sea lagoon on a remote island in the middle of the Pacific. This is according to CNN. The aircraft went down about 160 yards from the runway. Volunteers in boats helped rescue all on board. The airline said it had received reports of poor weather conditions and reduced visibility at the time of the incident, but that they were making all efforts to ensure the safety and immediate needs of passengers and crew members. Now, All were taken to the hospital following the crash. No serious injuries were reported. Pretty remarkable and miraculous there. And we're happy to hear everyone's okay. We'll continue to keep you updated on that on people.com as well.
That is a crazy story.
Yeah.
I'm so glad everyone is okay. All right, we're moving on to this. One Tree Hill fans are in for a huge treat for the holidays. Lifetime's announced they'll be releasing a cast reunion as part of their lineup called It's a Wonderful Lifetime.
Now, the reunion is called 'Tis the Season, a One Tree Hill cast reunion. It airs November 22nd. Here's who's going to be there. Hillary Burton, Tyler Hilton, Danielle Ackles, Antoine Tanner, and Stephen Colletti.
Now, it's been 6 years since the finale. Looking at these pictures now, I'm really excited to see them back together. It's
gonna
really cool.
It'll be interesting to kind of see the dynamic, if it feels like it's changed or what the deal is with
It's
this.
great for the holidays. Also, that night, Lifetime will also debut an original Christmas movie called The Christmas Contract. Hillary, Robert Buckley, and other One Tree Hill cast members will also be in that movie.
Now, this lineup is going to have 23 movies, including 14 all-new originals. Look, I know it's early to be talking about the holidays, but these movies always kind of, they stoke the flames of the holiday spirit and all that pretty early for me.
Hey, apparently it's not too early because we have even more Christmas news, you guys. Jessie J is the next celeb to deck the halls. She'll be releasing her first ever Christmas album titled This Christmas Day on October 26th. She'll be recording classic songs like Santa Claus is Coming to Town and Silent Night. She'll also be joined on the album by some of her famous friends, including a collab with Boyz II Men for Winter Wonderland. In a statement, the Domino singer said, "I had so much fun recording this holiday album. I did it in 14 days around my summer tour, flying back and forth to LA from Europe. Wow. I love Christmas music and finally had the opportunity to record a Christmas album. I hope you enjoy the music with your loved ones and create magical memories at my favorite time of the year." She also announced a North American leg of her world tour, which kicks off next week in San Francisco and takes her through November, ending in Los Angeles.
All right, looking forward to that. Well, guys, there were a lot of fun moments this week.
There
Lady
were.
Gaga and Bradley Cooper's premiere.
An abtastic famous family.
Prince George and Princess Charlotte stealing the show. Here's your review.
This is just a dream come true for me.
Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper are seeing stars.
All you gotta do is trust me.
And trust they did. People caught up with the duo at the premiere of A Star is Born, and spoiler alert, they're gaga over their friendship.
He pulled things out of me that I never thought that I even had.
Oh, I mean, I made a friend for life.
A friend who knows her way around a kitchen. Spaghetti and meatballs, anyone?
When he came over, I was heating it up for him in a pan, and before I knew it, it was two Italian Americans from the East Coast eating spaghetti together.
Hey, nothing like bonding over meatballs. And when they're not chowing down, Gaga and Cooper are whipping up movie magic.
The chemistry felt so good.
It was an instant connection.
And in case you missed it, Prince George and Princess Charlotte have done it again.
Stealing the show at a family friend's wedding.
The adorable royals marched around, smiled wide, and posed for official photos.
They fulfilled their wedding duties perfectly and were the cutest little page boy and bridesmaid.
But they weren't the only ones who caught our attention this week. Hey Cardi, is that you?
No one pulls off animal print quite like Cardi B.
The singer rocked Dolce Gabbana during Milan Fashion Week.
She wore head to toe tiger and cheetah print.
And the look may have been inspired by that beef with Nicki Minaj at New York Fashion Week.
Cardi went ham. She ripped her red Dolce & Gabbana gown right down the back. Let's just say the claws were out.
Meow! But the label clearly didn't mind.
Dolce & Gabbana invited Cardi B to sit front row at their show in Milan.
Front row, fierce and fabulous. That's Cardi B. Okay. And abs to the rescue.
Like mother, like daughter, like grandmother.
Jada Pinkett Smith, daughter Willow, and mom Adrian showed off some seriously toned physiques on the gram.
Jada captioned the pic, that 3-generational thing.
And it's absolutely inspiring us to hit the gym. You go, ladies. They look amazing.
Really do.
It's like not fair. You know who else looks amazing?
Sarah Jessica Parker. Of course.
Yes. The actress stepped out on the town with hubby Matthew Broderick on Thursday night to attend the New York City Ballet 2018 Fall Fashion Gala. The event was held at the David K. Koch Theater at Lincoln Center. Jessica looked fashionable as ever in a red ball gown with plunging neckline and oversized puffy sleeves. Look at those sleeves. And Matthew kept it classy in a bow tie and his signature glasses, which he paired with a black tux. Hey, maybe the secret to this pair's 20-year marriage is their serious style. I don't know.
Maybe.
It's gotta be.
Doesn't hurt. Stay with us. We're taking a deep dive into supermodel Gisele Bündchen. Bündchen's life, her new book, her thoughts about being a mom and plastic surgery, plus the one and only Cedric the Entertainer is joining us live. We cannot wait to talk to the man. That's coming up. There he is.
Woo-hoo.
Coming up in just a bit, his new show and so much more. Stick around for that.
But first, How to Get Away with Murder and Grey's Anatomy are back. So we've been asking you to send in your favorite gifts, kind of show the emotion you've been feeling.
What are people feeling? Let us know. Using the hashtag people now. We have some to look at here. All right, Grey's Anatomy is back. I've never been happier. Got the socks on.
Wow, that's dedication to have socks about it. On Thursdays we watch Grey's. I like the apparel.
I didn't know about that. I know about the apparel. Send some. Decker's happy. Grey's Anatomy is back on. Look, when the puppy dogs can get in on the game, you know, it's a happy house.
Yeah.
Right? It's bonding time.
TGIT, Grey's Anatomy, How to Get Away with Murder.
Look at that,
Some
the whole
friends
fam.
hanging out.
Keep
I
sending
guess
in
with family.
Yeah,
You can be
I think
friends.
so.
You can be friends with your family.
Keep sending in the tweets, guys. Now we move on to this.
Yes, Gisele Bündchen is opening up to people and in a new memoir about her personal struggles.
Lessons, My Path to a Meaningful Life is an eye-opening look at the supermodel's life, which seemed perfect from the outside, but this week's deep dive shows those looks can be deceiving. Watch. Gisele Bündchen has been the world's biggest supermodel for more than 15 years, but her rise to global fame started with humble origins.
Gisele was born in Brazil, raised in the countryside, middle-class family, one of 6 girls and a twin. So she grew up feeling not particularly special.
Gisele's life changed when she was discovered by a talent scout in a shopping mall when she was 14. But the modeling world wasn't as easy as she expected.
They said that her nose was too big, that her eyes were too small. Somebody told her that she would actually never be on the cover of a magazine.
Gisele persevered and shot to fame and fortune. In 2000, she began dating Leonardo DiCaprio and also landed a $25 million contract with Victoria's Secret. From 2002 to just this past year, she was the highest paid model in the world every single year. Forbes pegged her earnings over the last decade of that run at, get this, more than $350 million. But it all nearly came crashing down.
In 2003, she started having panic attacks. One day, she suddenly began having a panic attack and she went out on her roof terrace. And she said that she felt like it would be easier for her to jump off the roof because then at least she wouldn't have to be plagued by this feeling that the world was closing in on her. And that suicidal moment led her to realize that she needed to get help.
She started meditating, gave up drinking, coffee, smoking, and she eventually also gave up Leonardo DiCaprio and she found love with Tom Brady.
It was a match made in tabloid heaven. The Super Bowl winning quarterback with the world's most successful supermodel. But that storyline took a dramatic turn.
They were dating for a couple months when they found out his ex-girlfriend, Bridget Moynihan, was actually expecting his child.
They smoothed over any reported tension, and Gisele and Tom married in 2009, eventually having 2 more kids. But motherhood gave Gisele an unexpected challenge.
After breastfeeding both of her kids for more than 18 months each, Gisele says that her breasts were a little bit smaller and slightly uneven, and it began to make her feel nervous when she was on shoots that she couldn't live up to people's expectations, and so she actually decided to go under the knife. But it was a decision that she really regretted immediately. She didn't feel like it was her own body anymore.
Gisele retired from runway modeling in 2016 with a showing at the Olympics opening ceremony in Brazil, a full circle moment in her journey to happiness.
She seems at peace with her life, and as much as these dark times might have been painful to go through, she's grateful for it because she says that's how she got where she is now.
And now we move on to this. Cuba Gooding Jr. is back on Broadway as Billy Flynn in Chicago, and next month, stepping behind the camera for his directorial debut in Bayou Caviar. But the Oscar winner is still a big old softie, especially when it comes to his son. His son just graduated from college, and Cuba had a pretty sweet reaction. He cried like a baby. Watch this.
Cried like a little girl.
Aww.
Did you? That's really great,
a little
though.
tear dropped the brother's eye. Yeah, I said, there goes a man coming home again. So I got one more mouth to feed. That's he's and now he's got this executive position working with Peter Guber's company. So I'm very proud of him.
Do you see your kids following in your footsteps at all? Would you want them to?
My youngest son, Mason, just did a stint on Ballers with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as one of the characters in that, and he's got a new indie movie that he's starring in. And then there's Piper, who's 12 going on 30. She sings, dances, does it all. So
when the kids express interest in going in that direction, does it make you excited, invigorated, or is it like, ooh, nervous?
I'm only nervous that they're doing it because who their dad is, but when they show me passion, then I'm 100% behind it.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
We love to talk about all things here at People. We're always interested in the love life, and we wonder what the dating life is like for you.
I'm married to my job.
Okay, all right.
Married to my job.
Okay.
Aren't I doing enough?
You're doing enough. You're a busy man.
Singing, dancing, acting, directing.
So no
Don't have no time for no woman in my life.
What will it take to get it back out there, though?
Yeah, we'll figure that out later.
All right, we have some big news this week about DC Comics' latest movie, Birds of Prey. This is a Suicide Squad follow-up.
Very excited for this. Margot Robbie back as Harley Quinn, an all-female team of vigilantes fighting one of Gotham City's crime lords.
Very exciting. Now, 2 members of that team were just announced. Journey Smollett-Bell will appear as Black Canary and Mary Elizabeth Winstead as the Huntress.
Now, director Kathy Yan is helming the whole thing. Part of the girl power in this movie that is in front of and behind the camera. Kathy worked as a reporter in New York, Hong Kong, and Beijing before she became a filmmaker. And guys, she's a 3rd woman to direct a DC film, and actually the first Asian woman to do it.
I'm all about the girl power. A female writer is on board as well, British screenwriter Christina Hodson. We're definitely looking forward to this. The release date is February 7th, 2020. And Mary Elizabeth Winstead stopped by People Now on Thursday. She revealed her reaction to getting the role.
I got the call when I was at the airport to come here yesterday, so it's, super recent. But for the past couple of weeks, I've been talking about it with the director and going in and meeting with different people involved with the project, so becoming more and more familiar with it. It was great news to get. I'm really, really excited to learn how to use a bow and arrow.
There you go, the bow and arrow, just the tip of the iceberg there. There have been a few versions of the Huntress. If you're unfamiliar, the Birds of Prey Huntress is a former mafia princess. Family was killed in a mob hit when she was young. It turned her into a vigilante, and that was why she joined the Birds of Prey team. There's a lot going there.
Very intense. Now, Mary Elizabeth is especially excited to play this character, and here's why.
Her backstory is interesting, and kind of her emotional reasons for doing what she does, I think, are rooted in something very grounded and real, which has always been kind of the hard thing for me to find whenever I've been dipping my toe into the superhero world. I'm a little bit like, what am I really going to be playing? Like, who is this person? And sometimes that's been a bit hard for me to find, and this one I think is really interesting. I think it's exciting to be in a film that will hopefully reach a lot of people, and I think this one in particular is exciting because we're trying to do something that hasn't quite been done before in the superhero realm in terms of it being really female-led in front of and behind the camera. And I think some of the ideas that they're playing with are really new. So that's really exciting to me, and the fact that might reach an audience on a wider level. So I'm really looking forward to that, hopefully connecting with those fans and hopefully making something that is new to them, but also does justice to the comic book heroes that they love so much.
Yeah, do you know when you start filming that one?
I think it's supposed to be around the 1st of the year.
We're looking for the Johnsons.
Dave Johnson, nice to meet you.
So your name is Johnson, like Magic Johnson, Dwayne Johnson, all the other black Johnsons.
And like Magic Johnson, I'm from Michigan, and like Dwayne Johnson, I rock.
On CBS, the hilarious new show not only stars, but is executive produced by the always funny Cedric the Entertainer, who joins us now. Cedric, thank you for being here. We're so pumped to have you.
Yeah, we're so pumped.
So well coordinated, by the way, head to toe, even the glasses
look at
in our graphics. It's
look
all...
at the graphic game. Look with the pants, with the graphic game.
Called ahead.
It's like, yo, what's up?
This show looks so funny. Now, it's a comedy, also deals with some real issues, especially gentrification, racial tensions. What other difficult topics is the show going to tackle?
Those are things. There's also the generational gap that's happened between parents, because I have basically like 2 millennials sons on the show, and I'm from that, you get up, you just go to work, you do whatever it is, and they're from that generation of trying to discover and find yourself, and then you do it. You just don't. And so, we'll cover a lot of those issues. Also, just the generational gap between me as this kind of curmudgeonous character who feels like I've earned my place in a lot in the world, and this, everything around it should work the way I see it. Yeah. And so when the new Neighbors movie, and that's when you find the little issues gonna arise.
All right. Yeah. Now, look, the show tapes in front of a live studio audience, as many comedies do. Yeah. You're a stand-up. You know what it means to get the energy from that crowd. Is it the same type of vibe when you're taping these shows and the audience is reacting, or what's the vibe?
Yeah, it's helpful as a stand-up to have that audience there, But the thing is, it is like doing a live play, so it's a little bit of stop and start because you got to move the cameras and stuff like that. But But for me to have that audience there, that's what, I find exciting because I hear that laughter and then I can turn it up one extra notch.
Right.
Now we got to talk about this. You got your star on the Walk of Fame. Congratulations.
Yes.
So you have some good friends. George Lopez sent you a bunch of jewelry to celebrate.
He made me this.
Is that from him?
Look at that. The ring is awesome.
Oh, that is really
So yeah, this is like this is the ring that George commemorates you with. So it's a Walk of Fame is my star, my day. Picture of me on the side of that day. So this is pretty cool.
Wow.
I wish I were friends with George.
I know. Well, we want to know though, what did you get George when he got his star on the Walk of Fame?
I got him
a big congratulations.
A what? A Jamba Juice.
Okay, yeah. Well,
also very impressive.
Right. It's about his health. You want him to be healthy. That's good.
Yeah.
Coming up on your 20th anniversary with your wife Lorna, right?
Oh yes. Yeah, we've been doing it, man. So we got 3 kids. We got 2 together. I got an older daughter too, but she's so beautiful.
How do you celebrate 20 years?
With diamonds, lots of diamonds.
That's always helpful. It doesn't hurt.
Man,
right?
I'll let you know that.
Okay.
Please do diamonds, whatever you do. So, and we'll probably travel, go somewhere together, and just kind of hang out. But she's easy.
That's good. And you guys,
it's 20 years. You got to, she's easy going.
Yeah, you know how to be comfortable together. The Neighborhood, not your only show. Quickly, you're also on The Last OG. Yeah. Tiffany Haddish, Tracy Morgan. Tiffany obviously has had this explosive time.
Killing it.
Has the vibe changed now that you've got this other superstar in your midst?
Yeah, because girl stars are different. They get more, you already know. You already know. They get way more help. It's always like the glam squad is so much bigger. Ours comes in and goes, you're good. Go ahead, yeah, yours it's just got to change. You got to change clothes a lot, and it's like more people around.
Yeah.
It's like and so I was a big deal, and then Tiff showed up, and then now it wasn't such a big deal anymore.
It seems like she's taking it all in stride though, and really loving the way.
She's actually really cool, and she's been doing it a long time. Even though the heat's on her right now, she's actually been doing it a long time. So she's really a crafty veteran at it, more than people know that. You know, like she just blew. She's just overnight success. Not quite. But it's good.
All right, well, Cedric, I wish we could talk to you for all of the rest of the day, but we gotta go. Thank you so much, and you guys don't miss The Neighborhood this Monday, October 1st at 8 p.m. on CBS. Yes, let's go to Jamba Juice.
Yeah. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great weekend.
Bye.
Go to Jamba Juice right now.